This is the fastest scaling beauty brand in America right now. They went from selling dollar beauty products to over $1.3 billion a year. And in today's video, we're going to dissect it. We're going to look at the traffic of their site. We're already doing it, as you see. We're not wasting any time. They're at 3.8 million monthly visitors, primarily from the US, just on their DTC side. But this brand is literally everywhere in America, in every Target, in every Sephora, Ulta. And in today's video, I want to dissect everything about them, including their marketing strategy, so that we can gain as much value as possible. Now, right here, I'm in one of their best-selling products. I love looking at best-selling products of brands on their Shopify stores, mainly because it tells us what's really hot, what's selling the most. And as you see, it's a Power Grip Primer. It's a $10 product, and this is one of the value propositions of e.l.f. Cosmetics, is really quality, high quality products at affordable prices, at drugstore prices. That was kind of how they pinned it before. And personally, I think that's a brilliant angle, especially in today's day and age when everything is super expensive. Inflation is running very rampant in every category. And that's actually one of the reasons why I'll show you in a little bit. They've been experiencing a little bit of turbulence, at least in terms of their valuation, but their numbers, revenue-wise, are absolutely crazy. So yeah, I mean, their store setup is quite simple. Any dropshipper out here, right, can make a Shopify store like this. But more so than that, I just think it's really smart of them to keep it simple. And the fact that they have subscriptions available is really awesome as well. Building subscription revenue is one of the most powerful things you can do for an e-commerce business. And in my opinion, it's probably one of the most powerful business models that you can have right now, is an e-commerce store with subscription revenue, right? Because you have the physical component, which cannot really be automated away with AI, but then you also have the recurring revenue that basically a software business would have. Now, let's take a look at some of their ads. Okay, that's the next step, because this is actually very interesting. They're not running that many ads. If you've been a fan of my channel, I dissect ads a lot. I run over $1 million a month with my marketing agency of Meta ad spend, and I'm building my own brand right now. It's a subscription brand. My big goal is to get it to $1 million a month in recurring revenue. We'll make that happen hopefully through the next year. So follow along if you want to be a part of my journey. But basically, they're only running 40 different ads right now. That's pretty wild for a brand of this caliber at 1.3 billion a year. That's nothing. I mean, I know brands that are doing 20 million a year that are, have like 10 times the amount of ads active at once. So they only have 40 active ads, but they're all very high intent. Okay, so that's the key. They're not going after quantity, they're going after quality. Now, if you want my opinion, if I was an advisor to e.l.f., which honestly I would love to be, I'm an investor in e.l.f. I think it's an amazing company, and I'll talk about that further in this video. I got a lot of data to show you, so stick around, this will be worth it. But if I was advising them, I would say, hey, this is amazing, but let's pump those numbers up, because Meta is extremely smart. It's so powerful at showing the right ad to the right person to get them to buy. So if you're only having 40 active ads, you're not really reaching the full potential that you could. But these are brilliant ads. And right now we have this sorted by highest impression to lowest impression. So these are their highest impression ads right now. And they're actually quite recent. So a lot of these ads have only been active for a few, maybe even just 1 week, which shows that they're constantly cycling through ads. It's a really interesting strategy, honestly. I guess they don't want to keep anything. They want to keep things fresh always. They want to be at the top of mind always. But I do think that this prevents optimization, on Meta's side. So I think maybe they should readjust their Meta strategy. So let's take a look at this one. This one's a 15-second ad. This is their second highest impression ad. You wanted shimmer, we're serving it on ice. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm. Inspired by summer sips. Pink lemonade, really good. Blue raz, only $9. Very, very nice. So again, that's like their biggest angle, right? That's like their biggest value proposition. It's just really cheap products, right? In fact, I actually did an AI comment analysis on their Facebook comments, and you can see that's literally their primary avatar is trendy everyday beauties. I know that sounds kind of silly, but whenever, now that we just looked at one of their ads, right? You saw this, one of their top performing ads. Isn't that literally like a trendy everyday beauty, like this person, right? Like all the people in this ad. So they clearly know who they're targeting, and they're catering their entire marketing strategy to that avatar. Super interesting stuff. And then let me see this one right here. So this one is 6 seconds only. This is their highest impression ad. Soft Glam Cream Blush plus Bronzer, only $9 each. That's all it is. So they're just really talking about how cheap it is. That's amazing. I still think they should probably mention something about quality for the value, right? Because I mean, $9 is great, but I mean, if it's a really terrible product, even $9 could be expensive. So I think they need to maybe get back to that like luxury quality for drugstore prices angle. I know I'm being very critical for a company that's doing $1.3 billion a year, but it's just something I'm noticing. Now, these also lead to collection pages, which is pretty smart. I think leading to collection pages is a good idea when you have a large catalog. But of course, for simplicity, I think it's always nice if you're just starting, for those of you that are just starting your brands, probably start with just one product. I think it's the best thing to do. Just start with one product, focus all in on that product until you've built up a solid base of customers. Now, they're doing amazing stuff on TikTok. So these guys are huge on organic marketing. That's actually the main reason why they don't have a ton of meta ads, is they're actually mostly focused on community building, influencer partnerships, and things of that nature. And you can see that through some of the stuff that they're doing. They're doing live events. They actually do have a TikTok shop, and actually this is, man, Elf team, you got to get on this. They already have a TikTok shop that's doing $1.3 million a month. And if we look at the last 180 days, we can see that it's been somewhat flatlining, but they're doing well over $1 million a month consistently. And the content that they have in here is seriously amazing. Like, some of this content is so good. They should totally be reaching out to these creators and getting their permission to run all of these videos as ads on Meta. I could pretty much guarantee that it would outperform all the stuff that they're running right now. Like literally every single one of these videos, I would guess that they would be outperformed by some of this content. That's how powerful creator content is from TikTok Shop. But you actually don't need TikTok Shop to do this. With lean teams like myself, we're a very small team, but we're using a lot of AI, right? So we're doing a lot of AI content in order to not have to get this sort of same volume that you get from TikTok Shop. But still, TikTok Shop is incredible, and they already have it. They already have it moving, so they should totally be using that. Now, one little quick snippet I want to mention for those of you that are more advanced, maybe some investors watching, because if you know me or if you don't know me, I consider myself an entrepreneur, investor, and creator, right? I'm creating a video here. I'm an entrepreneur in my businesses, but I love investing. And this is actually one of the brands that I've been investing in for this year. And I truly believe it's such a good investment, not necessarily because of their fundamentals, right? So quantitatively, maybe it doesn't look like the most attractive brand. I actually started buying it around here. So my average price is under 53, which is amazing, but I'm holding this long term. So quantitatively, right, it's not necessarily the best brand because yes, their price to earnings ratio is really high. So, they're valued at $3.5 billion right now off of $1.3 billion of revenue. That's pretty expensive, right? But there is a qualitative thing here that nobody's really taking into consideration, which is the fact that this brand, Elf Beauty, not only do they have this store, right? And of course, they're in every single store in America with incredibly affordable products. So they're always at the top of mind. But a lot of people don't know this. They actually own Rhode Cosmetics. So Rhode, if you don't know, is Hailey Bieber's brand. So if you don't know about Hailey Bieber, well, she's Justin Bieber's wife, and she has an incredible brand that exited to Elf Cosmetics for over $1 billion. Now look at this. So let me show you super quick. These guys are doing almost the same amount of traffic as Elf Cosmetics, but with much higher price products. So they have this like luxury premium vibe, and people love these products. And one other thing about Rhode, I'm going to do a whole video on them again. I did one before, but I want to redo it because there's some really interesting things, but I'll give you the snippet here. They get some of the most engagement I've ever seen. I've never seen a brand getting 400,000 likes on a brand post. Like I've literally never seen that before. This is like historic. And they're 100% owned by Elf Cosmetics. I personally believe that Rhode qualitatively should be valued at like $3 billion alone. That sounds crazy, but I really believe that. I think it's such an incredible brand. And so basically the way I see it is you're getting all the e.l.f. Cosmetics, brand and revenue for free, owning e.l.f. Cosmetics, the stock, because they own Rhode. I know that sounds complex. I know some of you guys are beginners. Sorry about that, but I want to expand my channel to reach all of the things I'm interested in. So yeah, that's kind of it. As far as what else can I talk about here? So yeah, I mean, their ads are not that crazy. Very simple ads. Nothing too crazy at all. I think it's a missed opportunity to be killing it on TikTok Shop like they are and not using some of that content on Meta. I do believe, yeah, that's kind of the future. It's just doing as much as you can organically and then amplifying the best performing stuff with paid ads. They are doing that, of course, with some of these videos on Meta or on TikTok Shop. So you see all these top videos are ads. But the reason they're running them as ads is because they're performing really well organically and as ads. This same thing happens on Meta. People don't realize it, but things that perform well on TikTok Shop organically, or of course on Instagram Reels or as Instagram posts, they perform extremely well with paid ads. Because what paid ads are on Meta, it's basically telling Meta's machine learning, which is only getting stronger and smarter with all the AI advancements. It's telling it to go out and find new customers with that content. And of course, if it's already content that's proven to do well on the platform is really going to favor that content. And that also means the paid ads engine, the auctions that are going on in the background of all these paid ads platforms, but especially on Meta, is really going to favor that content. And so it will get you a lot of purchasers at a really optimal price. So very cool brand. One last thing I want to mention is I did notice actually Grip Primer, which is one of their best-selling products, is actually a booming trend. So primers in general, Grip Primers in particular, which are basically, if you don't know what Grip Primer is, I'll read it to you right now. It's a type of makeup primer designed to create a long-lasting tacky base that helps makeup adhere better to the skin for extended wear. So it basically makes your makeup stick better, so last longer, right? And yeah, that's a really, really booming product category in itself because it makes your makeup more effective. So pretty cool. It actually solves a problem. And yeah, e.l.f. is dominating the charts for this product on Amazon, and it's one of their best selling products on their DTC store as well. And just as a anecdotal note, my girlfriend also uses this product. I did see it on her bathroom counter. So there you go. That's my whole thesis on e.l.f. And I hope you enjoyed this video and you liked it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.